I'm Josh Goldstein coming at you. I would like to say hello to the world. Hello, TikTok. Hello, Instagram. Hello, YouTube, Facebook. Hello to our friends on X or Twitter. And also hello to all of our friends in the Facebook group. We have a Facebook group on visa delays. And I want to say hi to everyone else in that group. I also want to say hi to our friends over on LinkedIn. Welcome, one and all. Welcome to you all. Today, we're talking about Trump. He's offered $1,000. $1,000 if you give him your information and indicate that you want to self-deport. Okay? Self-deport. Now, I made a video earlier where I suggested that taking the money and trying to self-deport through this is probably not such a good idea. And I want to explain in more detail today why I think you should not take this. First of all, Trump is untrustworthy. He has a history of stiffing contractors, not paying his bills, encouraging lawsuits, and so on. So if your motivation is to get $1,000, I don't think you're going to get any money. $1,000 is not a lot of money, right? So you're not going to make the money. You're not going to get the money. And what are you going to get if you try to self-deport? Well, you give them your information and they could come and arrest you. My advice is if you want to self-deport, go to the airport and buy a flight at your own convenience so you can leave. There's nothing wrong with self-deporting and leaving if it's on your terms, but don't involve Trump in this. Don't try to get $1,000. You have nothing to gain from this. $1,000 is not a lot of money, and I don't think anybody will see this money. I think it's a trap to trick you into self-deporting. Trump has a goal. The goal is mass deportation now. This was the only policy that he offered, really, in his campaign. The problem with mass deportation now is it requires a lot of resources to deport people. It would be a lot easier if he just gets people to self-deport. And that's not a good idea. If you decide you want to leave the United States, then if you're making a good decision, I respect that. But don't take Trump's $1,000. Just go to the airport, buy a flight at your convenience, get a nice meal, and start a new life for yourself. But the $1,000 is not going to be available to you. Is there anybody on this? Make it 10,000. Okay, Reggie says, what if it were 10,000? I would give you the same answer if it's 10,000. Okay, well, 10,000, now it's like more money. But, are you really going to get the 10,000? Is anybody going to get the 10,000? I don't think so. I don't think anybody will get the $10,000. So before you start thinking about how you would spend all that $10,000, you should understand that it's very unlikely that they will pay this money out. Okay? Does that make sense? Let me know. Is there anybody on this chat you'll never see the money? Yes, you're never going to see this money. So let me ask you, is there anybody on this live right now who's seriously thinking about taking the $1,000? If you are, let me know in the comments. If you think it's not 10,000, it's 1,000. My consultation fee is much less than 1,000, $150. But you can skip the consultation and just take my advice. Don't take the $1,000. But let's just play this out. Would anybody in here take is going to self-deport for $1,000? Is anybody in here thinking about seriously considering taking Trump's deal? I'm getting iced tea in my system, getting caffeine so I can motivate. Hello, Ruth says no. Mama says no. King, Steph M is here. Grimy boss, I need some legal advice. Okay, what's going on, grimy boss? I will take questions. Josh, I want you to post a video on how to defend yourself against immigration officers. You got it, man. I'll make a video for you. Is there a specific aspect of this that you want me to cover? How to defend yourself against immigration officers. Can I travel on my employment card? All right. Can you travel on an employment card? What's yes, employment card. I'm not going to take it because you'd suffer an entry ban, meaning a trap. Yes, you would. Entry ban. How come it doesn't take into account the entry ban? I'm wondering what's an I-130 processing time. You're trying to make it hard for immigrants. Yes. You can get a visa through mortgage if I self-deport. Probably not. I want to travel to Haiti with my mother. Is it safe to travel to Portugal this summer? I don't know. I mean, whether someone can travel is a very technical question that depends on a lot of factors, and I would need to review your entire immigration history. Stephen M., is there a way I can get any type of work permit if my son is disabled, U.S. citizen my entire life, illegal entry? Probably not. Probably not. You know, there should be a way to do that. Lisa Racinos, hello. I just got my green card approved after 6 weeks under the J Treaty. Okay. Adam Scott, I don't know what the J Treaty is, so you're ahead of me here. What's going on Instagram? Anybody have any questions there? We have a lot of people here. Abdi Nasir, welcome. Welcome one and all. Hello, Lisa, Reggie, Tomid. Let's see here. How to find a job for EB3 visa without any agency and low cost. I don't know how to find a job. I don't. If I knew, I would share that information with you, but I do not. Hannah's here. Rashid is here. Hello. You know, I find these lives so inspiring, and I want to thank all of you for joining me. It really motivates me to do good work and to be a great content creator, or to try to be. And I want to thank you for coming on and giving me a chance to share my advice, my inspiration, my wisdom. Maricela Belmontes, welcome. Rohina, NAP since August of 2024. Rohina, I can help you with that. I can help you with that. Reach out to us. I don't want people staying, oh, J Treaty is for Native Americans born in Canada have a right to a green card. That's cool. I didn't know about that. They said no to asylum, so I brought Josh Goldstein. They chickened out. That's great. That's great. Any changes in SIG? No. This is proceeding as normal. Do I need N600 if I don't have proof if I lose my passport? Do I need N600 if I don't have proof of losing my passport? No. Miss Strange, I'm Scottish, but this whole live gives me faith in the world. That's awesome. Faith in the world. Is there anything more important right now? What the world needs is faith in itself. We need faith. From Scotland. Where in Scotland, I wonder, are you, Miss Strange? Maybe you have a cool accent. Edinburgh or Glasgow or St. Andrews. Please, I need a direct call with you. You can book a call with me, Adam, using the link in my bio. Tom Cruise has joined us. Amazing. We have Tom Cruise here. Unbelievable. Thank you. Tom Cruise liked this live. Mission Impossible, risky business right here. Rashid, I want to go to Norway. I want to go with you, Rashid. Let's do it. But it's cold there. I'm a newer Glasgow. I'm not doing anything as magical as your work right now. Woo, Tom Cruise. You're near Glasgow. Okay. So you have a cool accent. Nice. The Scottish accent. Sean Connery, train spotting type of thing. Let's go Afghanistan. Okay, yeah. Let's go. I don't know if I'd go to Afghanistan right now with their current government. That would be a little frightening for me to be there. Here's Bama 455. Expedite filed 2 days ago and approved yesterday, Abu Dhabi. Was it worth doing? Yes. Yes, it was, right? I tried, brother. They did not give me the appointment on WhatsApp. Well, I don't know what happened. But look, when people contact us, they say, look, we need your help. And we try to help people, but we can't help everyone because our firm doesn't do everything. It'd be like if you call a Chinese restaurant and you say, I want to order a pizza. And they say, well, we don't do that. So like, for example, we don't handle cases that are going through adoption. If your immigration case is based on adoption, then we can't help you. And so we don't have those appointments. Thank you, Adam. You're amazing too. Is the EB2 visa still working, says Zafar Zahur? Yes, it is. Can we apply from a yellow list country? Yeah, there is no such thing as a yellow list country. There was a travel ban that was discussed and reported about in the media, but at least so far, there is no such thing as a travel ban. Adam needs my help with a marriage-based green card with the love of my life. Okay, well, if you reached out to us, again, reach out in my bio. We'll take another look at your case and see what we can do. Marriage and love. What a great concept. Hey, bro, how is dual citizenship? Dual citizenship is awesome. If you have a chance to become a U.S. citizen and you can also have another passport, then more power to you. It's awesome. I'm a fan of dual citizenship. If I could get a passport in another country, I'd probably consider that. I like that. Yes, because they said we had not spent up to 2 years with our adoptive parents. Yeah, I don't handle immigration based on adoption. There are lawyers who handle this. I'm not one of them, and that's fine. There are, I only do things that I try to be good at. Triple citizenship is triple great. Why not? I'd like to have New Zealand, EU, and USA. Those are the passports I'd like. Canada, US, and I don't know, some other country. But why not? You never know what's going to happen in this world. And it would be helpful to have more than one passport. I know a lot of people feel that way, and I do too. We have here Tweet Yoritz. A friend overstayed his visa for 10 years ago, and he got married and 2 children. If his wife is a U.S. citizen, then perhaps we can explore what are his chances with a lawyer. Well, I don't know, but I think that he should consult with us and see if we can help him. We can discuss the risks and the opportunities and how to go about applying and how likely it is. How long does an I-130 petition take? Okay, so I-130 petition. Let's say that you got married. I'm not based in New York, but we have clients in New York. We handle cases in all 50 states and around the world from our offices in the United States. My husband is a white American, and I'm from Gambia. What is the fastest way to bring me over? Okay, Deja, I'm going to explain to you, and this is true whether your husband is white or not, as long as you're a U.S. citizen. So your husband is going to file a petition for you called the I-130. It's going to take about 6 or 8 months typically to get approved. After it gets approved, it will be sent from USCIS to the National Visa Center. Once it's sent to the National Visa Center, it'll take about 6 months to be processed. They're going to ask you for filing fees. They're going to ask you for documents. They're going to ask you to fill out forms. Okay, now you've gotten through the National Visa Center, and you know you're through the National Visa Center when they say that your case is documentarily qualified. Can you say that 3 times really fast? Documentarily qualified? So after you get through the National Visa Center, you're documentarily qualified. That's going to take around 6 months or so. Then you're waiting for your consular interview. How long is it going to take to get your consular interview once you're documentarily qualified? DQ, as Paul says. It could take 6 months. It could take a year. It could take 2 years. It's very hard to say how long it will take to get an interview. But once you get an interview, you go to the interview, and they review your case, and hopefully they approve you. And that's how long an I-130 takes. 6 or 8 months to get the I-130 approved, petition approved, 6 months to get through the National Visa Center, another 6 months to get your consular interview, I'm calling that 18 months. Anybody agree or disagree? Here we have Vic Stacy. I would love to practice real estate in America as a broker. How can I go about it? Well, um, real estate brokers are licensed in the United States by state law. And if you're in the US and you want to be a real estate broker, you have to figure that out. I'm not an expert on it. I don't think this is really an immigration question. Alex says, I have a permanent bar and I'm applying for VAWA. I don't have any criminal record. What do you think? Well, the permanent bar, Maricela Belmonte says, disagree. Tell me more, Maricela. What do you disagree with? Maybe I got something wrong. Oh, about my processing time? I hope that your case is processed much faster. Yes, the Philippines, that takes a long time. Auburn says, are they revoking green cards for those who overstay? No. Once you get a green card, you're a permanent resident. So, Maricela, is the processing time faster than I said, or does it take longer? Is it safe for green card holders to travel to Mexico? No criminal record. I think so. My boyfriend is under TPS and we want to get married, maybe? Congratulations. Congratulations. Iowa 30 has not been approved since 2023. Longer. Every case is different. These are just rough estimates. Rough estimates. I'm a Portuguese national and my girlfriend's in the US. Can I apply for the visa as a sponsor? Well, I don't know. I would need to have a bunch more information. I'm traveling 1 week outside the US. I'm an LPR. The LPR expires December 2025. Is it okay to travel? I have a longer YouTube video on whether I think you should travel or not. In general, permanent residents can travel. This is no problem. But these are weird times, and I know there are some immigration lawyers who are recommending against travel for anyone who's not a citizen. Cubanitas here, Hallberg. Can I take online classes from my home country while being a tourist on a B1, B2 visa? I think so. Yeah. Anna Hassan Aliyah is here. Welcome, welcome. Maricela, I'd love to hear what you think are the correct processing times. Is there an interview for the I-751? Sometimes there is. Often there is. Can I carry around only my real ID and not my green card? No. I know you're scared to lose your green card, but the law requires you to bring your green card. What's the difference between a naturalized citizen or through parents? What's the difference between someone who got a U.S. citizenship through naturalization or someone who got U.S. citizenship through their parents? There's no difference. That's like 6 of one and half a dozen of the other. Immigration is hard, so I gave up after being married for 20 years. I'm sorry to hear that. That's awful. 1010 World of Charity. You're helping so many people. That's awesome. And this live helps me. It inspires me to do my best work and to be the light in all the darkness. Let's see here. Lizzie sent me a rose. You're a true blessing. Last week, Some comments on the live are filtered to protect the community experience. Dang, what somebody's shooting at me. Hello, my dear. Any updates on withholding of removal? Can I travel on domestic flights? Yes, you can. Yes, you can. My asylum is approved. Do I have any problem? Well, congratulations on getting your asylum approved. That's awesome. You can do it, and now you can live in the U.S. and apply for a green card. I have 4 refusals under section 214B. Can I still apply? Yes, you can still apply, but Albert Einstein's definition of insanity was doing the same thing and expecting a different result. I don't want you to apply again because I don't want you to have a 5th denial. You know what I mean? Sarah Rose, what's the process to get my husband a work permit? He will arrive in Colorado from Nigeria at the end of the month. Yeah, that's great. Congratulations. So your husband is coming in. Did you go through the green card application process, Sarah? My son is 22. Can he sponsor me? Can I sponsor him? I'm a U.S. citizen. Yes, you can sponsor him, but it's going to take a really long time, and there may not be a way to get you a green card. What is an I-730 transfer notice to a new office who has jurisdiction? I don't know, but I love helping people with I-730s. Fwazi Shak. I'm a permanent resident, 5 years in June. Can I apply for citizenship and travel for 2KS overseas? Permanent resident, 5 years in June. Can I apply for citizenship and travel overseas? Yes and no. You can probably apply for naturalization so long as you meet all the requirements. And you can travel while your application for naturalization is pending, but you have to prove that you have maintained your residency and you're living in the US. You can't apply for naturalization and just leave. Okay? That doesn't work. So there's that. My employer offered me a work visa. That's awesome. Tom Cruise? I thought Tom Cruise was a US citizen. I learned something new right here. So Sarah Rose, you applied for your husband. He went to his immigration interview. He got approved, and now he's coming over to the U.S. Is that right, Sarah? Sarah Rose? Sarah Rose. My husband registered as a voter, but never voted, and we went for his I-130 appointment and was approved. Okay. How do you schedule in a consultation? Link in my bio. Go up there, and we'll help you out. Last week in this live, people were buttering me up in the comments. They were like, "Oh, are you married?" And that was like made me feel great. That was a funny thing. Bobo, is the new administration can take my green card for getting to change my address? No, they cannot take your green card for getting to change your address. Sarah says, my husband and his children received their visas. That's awesome. Well, I have some news for you, Sarah Rose. Your husband does not need a work permit. He does not need a work permit because based on your comments, he's going to show up and get a green card in the mail. And with his green card, he doesn't need a work permit. He can work wherever he wants. He'll be able to get a social security number. And his children, the same thing. They can come in. No work permits necessary. It's all good. It's all good. It's all good. Work visa. How does that work? I don't know. We have requests to join the live from Scorpio Bay, Aslam Khan, Rosie Coronado, and Gadi Donegar. Let's see. Scorpio Bay 415. Well, I don't feel great about having people just join the live who I haven't talked to before, but if you post your comments in here or you post your questions, I'll try to answer them. Where do I change my address online? I'm on a green card. This is from Abbey Code Lounge. Okay, Google AR11, AR11 USCIS, and there's an online tool where you can change your address. Easy, breezy, done, 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 done. I submitted an I-102, but it has been 1 year due to USCIS error. What should I do? You could contact our office. We could take a look at this. Maybe there's a way we can help you. Need a sponsor for H-2B work visa so much. I don't have any sponsors. I know how to put the paperwork together. Sarah Rose, we started the process 3 years ago. Everything was approved and they got their visas in March. Congratulations to you. You have good times ahead, Sarah. Your husband and his children are coming and you can build a new life. This is such an exciting beginning. I'm really happy for you. You got through something very difficult. David is here from YouTube. My I-130 has been in USCIS for 1.5 years since November 2023, and I cannot ask about it until the end of October 2025. I'm a U.S. citizen. This process takes way too long. I agree with you wholeheartedly. Can you help with an I-601? Absolutely, Bali. We're really, really good at I-601s. This is a waiver for fraud, criminal misrepresentation. Malika's here. Hello. Salman Ali, I just filed perm last month. Is there any chance early approval? Is the U visa still available or has it been in Trump's eyes? Is the U visa available? Yes, the U visa is available. Yes. Yes. We file U visas all the time. T visas, U visas, we help people get approved. This is what we do. You know, there is a disconnect right now between all the negative news that Trump has put out and what's happening in my office. We're getting people approved for green cards, work permits. Every day the mail comes in. We got all these approvals. And I want you to, I'm not saying this to brag. I'm saying this to inspire you because don't give up on your immigration goals. Don't give up on them because of Trump. Don't give up on them because Trump has made you think that immigration is no longer working. Don't give up on them because Trump has made you dislike the United States. I don't like Trump, but Trump is going to be gone at some point. He won't live forever. He won't be the president forever. You know, and there will be brighter days ahead. I know it. I got my work permit, but no social. Contact the Social Security Administration and figure out what happened. Skim, my husband did not go for a green card because he registered to vote. What can he do? I-130. I'd have to take a look at the case carefully. How can we get your phone number? It's in my bio. The link in my bio. If I say my number right now, then the algorithm gets mad at me. But take a look at my bio. You can give me a call. You can set up a call with me. Love to help you. USCIS needs my parents' birth certificate. Okay, where were your parents born? Let's find it. Saraha Montesino. Can I do Mandamus on an I-601 if it's currently 35 months old? Yes, 100% yes. Let's do it. Let's do it. Mandamus, sue their asses. This is what we do. We get great results. Epic the 112, same position as David, with an LPR petitioning me since February 2020 for the earliest that we can inquire. Okay, Trump is deporting to Libya. Okay, now hold on. Epic the 112. So, an LPR petition for you, right? Is there any way that your petitioner the permanent resident who petitioned for you, is there any way that that person could apply for naturalization? Because that might help. I know naturalization is probably going to take a year, but just do it. 2-year conditional green card holder with French passport. I want to travel. Is that okay? Probably is. Yeah. Zainab, answer my comment, please. Okay. Here we go. Here's Zainab. We had a travel document from IOM at February 2025, but we got banned after Trump's decision. Any update on that? I would need to review the details of your case. Why were you banned? What happened? I don't, it's kind of unclear. Hi, Angelito Vera. Hey, Mr. Goldstein, my question is the past denied application, like CSS LULAC, will affect the new application under Section 245I? Yes. So if you have an old case that you applied under LULAC or some other old immigration case, refugees ban for everyone. Yes, but the refugee ban is subject to litigation, and whether that ban is going to continue or not is unclear. So I wouldn't. It remains to be seen what will happen. Okay, Nixta, you don't want to answer my question. Too bad for me. Okay, I'll try it. U.S. citizen, minor child overstay in the process to AOS still in danger. U.S. citizen, minor child overstay in the process to AOS still in danger. So let me try to guess what the facts are here. U.S. citizen has a minor child under the age of 21, and the U.S. citizen petitioned for the child to get a green card in the U.S. Is that person in danger? Well, in general, to me, that sounds like a good case. It sounds like it's on track. I'm hope U.S. citizen parents. Yeah, I mean, talk to your lawyer about it, but to me, it sounds good. This sounds like it's on track. I like what you told me. I don't see anything out of order. Here's somebody that has the alley has the. Is that the flag of the Philippines? Any update on withholding of removal with this administration? Yeah, you can go for withholding of removal. Why not? What about I-130? What about it? Ask me a specific question. I'll give you a specific answer. I promise. Danny, hello, sir. I recently got my green card through marriage, and I still have an asylum case pending. Should I withdraw it? Yes. If yes, and how long the process is taking? We just did this for someone, and what happened is they got an interview for their asylum, and we went to the interview to withdraw the application. You could also write them a letter and send it by certified mail. Those are some techniques that I recommend. You could go in person to the local asylum office and try to talk to the receptionist. That's another strategy, but they may not even let you in the building if you don't have a scheduled appointment. I am from India and had my second interview on the 4th. On the 4th interview after both my waivers were approved and it went well, but they put my case in AP. Am I checking CS recently? Is that a good sign? This is from Subham Chetri. Subham, how long has your case been in administrative processing? I would like to know that. And I would like to get some questions from Instagram. Who on Instagram has a question? Hit me up, Instagram. You're going dark on me. Come on. Habd, I applied for my kids under 21, still no answer. Well, we can help you with that. Contact us with the link in my bio. Barad, I-730, if it was done without interview scheduling. Barad How, I would love to talk to Barad How. I hope you reach out to us to schedule a link, appointment with the link in my bio. Here's somebody, Malat Kiki 4. I have withholding of removal. Should I worry? No, you should not worry. You should not worry. Withholding of removal prevents you from being deported. It gives you the ability to work with a work permit, so you're good. Now, I know you're going to say, well, Kilmar Abrego Garcia had withholding of removal, and he was deported to El Salvador. That's true, but that was an error, and that's the exception, not the rule. Help me out with some questions. Help me out with some questions. Johanna, thank you for your information. My mom just sent her citizenship application. We were waiting. I love that. Has anybody out there applied for a green card or citizenship lately? If you have, let me know in the comments below because that's awesome. I want to congratulate you on doing that. Scorpio Baby, Aslam Khan, Rosie Coronado, Gyati Gondagara. Mazim, I want to file I-130. What is required of me? Well, I need to know more about your situation, but you have to prove that you're a U.S. citizen or permanent resident. You have to provide a marriage certificate or birth certificate, all that sort of stuff. Yes, Malik Kiki 4, your answer is so awesome. You gave me hope. Okay, let me even go further than that. Let's say the worst thing in the world happened to you, and ICE officers, like mean ICE officers from Trump, come breaking into your house and they arrest you and they want to deport you. They're going to look you up in the system and they're going to find out you have withholding of removal. And then they're going to say, oh, I'm sorry, I can't deport you because you have withholding of removal. Removal is a fancy word for deportation. I mean, technically, they're not the same thing, but just bear with me. And if you have withholding of removal, you cannot be deported, not legally. And you also can't, you can also work legally in the United States. So it's all good. Bakir Mansouri, I responded to a NOR on February 4th, 2024 for an I-130. Should I file mandamus for delay? 100% yes. Subham Chetri, I'm from India, and I had my second interview on February 2000 for waivers approved. Okay, so February, March, April, May. Okay, Subham, are you listening right now? Please let me know. If you're listening, I think you should file a mandamus lawsuit. But it is premature to do that because a mandamus lawsuit is a lawsuit to challenge the delay in processing your immigration case. It's based on an allegation that your case has been subjected to an unreasonable delay. But if you had your interview in February of 2025, it's hard to say that the delay is unreasonable because you just had your interview in February. I would want to see 8 months of administrative processing. Now, I'm not saying that I want you to wait 8 months. I hope you get your green card approved today. But in order to have a successful mandamus lawsuit, just you got to give it 8 months. Intasari 96. Thank you for encouraging us. We must not give up. You must not give up. You must not give up. If you give up, then it's hopeless. If you want to reach your goal, you have to put one foot in front of the other. Put your head down. Chop the wood in front of you. Do it. You can do it. You can do this. We get immigration cases approved all the time for people. And it's not about us. It's about you and your goals. And if Trump is so scary and the news is so dark that you just give up, that would not be a good thing. My mom did apply for the 5515 interpreter. Can I be an interpreter for him, or we hire a third party? You got to hire a third party. I hate it when this is something that people do all the time. They try to interpret for their mother. Get a professional live interpreter. Costs a few $100s, but this is important. Thank you for sharing this live into Sara 96. I appreciate that. Here's somebody who says Rinky 7845 if I vote. I don't know what that question means, if you vote. Helen, I-693, do I have to get another one even though I got one in Australia? Maybe. Follow the instructions. Citizenship interview tomorrow with a misdemeanor. Freaking out a bit. Alejandra Suri. Alejandra, what kind of misdemeanor? What happened? Do you feel comfortable sharing the details? Shoplifting, fight in a bar, jaywalking, weed possession, DUI. What kind of case was it? In general, if you have a criminal case and you're applying for naturalization, you have to do two things. First, you have to list the case on the form, okay? And the second thing is when you go to your interview, you have to bring a court-certified copy of the final disposition for all the cases to your interview. And sometimes people say, oh, the case was dismissed. Oh, the charges were dropped. It's no problem. That's great, but you still have to bring that case. DUI, I have listed the case and I'm bringing all the documents. Okay. DUI, I haven't reviewed it, so it's hard to say, but don't give up hope, Alejandra. I believe in you, and I think that you might be surprised that you're going to get, you might be approved. But just make sure you list it on the application and you have a court-certified copy of the final disposition to bring to the officer, give them to the interview, okay? It's got to have court certified. Court certified means that they put a stamp on it that shows that it's authentic. And it often has a raised seal or something like that. But make sure you have that. Yolanda, do I attend interviews with clients? Absolutely. Absolutely. I travel all over the country. Am I based in New York? I'm not based in New York, but I have a lot of clients in New York. We are based in Los Angeles, and we handle cases in all 50 states and around the world. Rinky7845, I have a 10-year ban. My I-212 is approved in the U.S. How long will it take to return? Do you have an I-601 approved? Is the change on SEAC a good sign? No. SEAC is not, it's not necessarily a good sign if there's a change. I think it's highly automated, and these sorts of messages probably have nothing to do with your case. Did you file in, oh, you're in the US. Okay, you're in the US. Well, I'd have to take a look at your case before I can help you. Sophia got approved 110 days after applying. The interview was so happy. Sophia, you're awesome. You are awesome. Thank you so much. Yolanda, give me a call. I got you. Donella Griffith, after the green card interview, should get approved before leaving the interview. After the green card interview, should you be approved before leaving the interview? Not always. At the end of the interview, sometimes the officers say, congratulations, they're approved, and they give you your approval notice and your green card comes in the mail. But this is not always the case. Sometimes when you go to the interview, they say, oh, you know, we'll let you know. And people freak out, but that's not necessarily a bad thing, because sometimes, for example, in order for the case to be approved, a supervisor has to sign it, and the supervisor might be at lunch, and that's, you know, that's just the way it is. So don't freak out. Lisa Rodriguez, hello. Donella Griffin, it's been 3 weeks. King, I have a 10-year refugee-based green card. Is it safe? Can I travel to my home country? No. Well, let me put it this way. Why would you have, King, have you not applied for naturalization? Apply for naturalization if you can. But if you're a refugee from you cannot travel to your home country. But I have a green card, so what? But I'm a citizen. No, don't go to your home country. You can travel to a third country next to your home country, but not your third country. That's what I recommend that you do. Okay? Let's see. What other questions do you have? Yolanda is going to call me. Thank you. Smart move, Yolanda. King is here. Can I adjust status of my 18-year-old child in the U.S.? Perhaps you can. NHA Nahamide Kali. How long does the I-751 process take to lift conditions on your green card? It takes a long time. It takes probably 2 years, maybe. These cases take a long time. What happens in a lot of cases is that the marriage relationship goes sideways, and people are waiting for their 10-year green card, and they're stressed out. If that's you, then I have a lot of information. Lala says, was that a yes? Do you remember me, sir? Wait, whoa. Yeah. Khaled, my son is 23 and born in the US and I come from the border. What can I do? I'm not sure there's a solution, but I would need to talk to you and try to come up with one. Let's see. How long does it take to get a packet ready for an I-45, assuming all is in order? I would say 3 weeks for our office. We can put it together in 3 weeks. But often when people say I have all the documents, they usually don't. There's other stuff. Hi, I passed my citizenship test, but the officer told me he cannot make a decision. Okay. Well, don't freak out about that. Ayanita, don't freak out about that. That's not the end of the world. It's not necessarily a bad thing. You can still get it. Here's Dadari. I really need your help. I will help you. I promise. Namadi Kali, I'm legal since I already mailed the form, right? Yes. In fact, have you gotten a receipt notice? This is for N. Nahamidi Kali. When you file an I-751, a petition to remove the conditions on residency, you get a receipt notice in the mail. And the receipt notice says, Nora. Okay, Nora, I'm talking to you. You're going to get a receipt notice in the mail. And the receipt notice is going to say, you're legal. You can work and you can travel. And that is a very important document. So I wonder if you've gotten that yet, Nora. Let me know in the comments. If you've gotten that document, you want to keep it with you. It's a good one to have. It's important. Shows that your case is pending and under review. Miss Bird, a Canadian. I have my permanent residency in the U.S. Can I travel outside? Awesome. Thanks so much. No, I just mailed it yesterday. Okay. Hey, Nora, do not stress. You got this. You're going to get the receipt notice in the mail, and you're going to be good. Lily says, how often do you have live streams? We schedule one a week, but I think I'm going to do more because whenever I do these live streams, I always feel energized. I feel better. I feel like I'm helping the world, and maybe it's my imagination, but I enjoy it, and I like answering all these questions, and hopefully it's helpful and inspiring, and it's a positive thing in the world. Sarahi Montesino, I called your office yesterday, and they told me that they couldn't do Mandamus until I was 44 months old. Well, look, if someone hires us, we want to win the case. We don't want to file your Mandamus case and have you get a bad result. And then you would say, oh, I paid the lawyer all that money and it didn't work at all. It's terrible. Josh is terrible. He's awful. I don't want that. I want to make sure you get a good result. And if you file the Mandamus lawsuit prematurely, then it will not work. It will not be effective. And so please, Sarahi, please know that this is just our opinion. Will they let me back in the U.S. if I travel to Canada? If you're a permanent resident, yes. But when people say, can you travel? You have to live in the U.S. You have to live in the U.S. This is what you have to do, you know? My SIB, this is from Sultan Islamic Questions. Okay, my SIV case has been under 221G for 29 months. Will it be resolved? I hope it's resolved. I hope you get your SIV approved today. This is what I hope. And please know that there's nothing I can do to help you. because SIV cases are subject to a class action lawsuit. Okay. So there's nothing that I or any other private lawyer can do. Boss Lady is here. Thank you so much. Sandy Bobnowski. My 29-year-old daughter-in-law was smuggled from Mexico at 2 years of age. That's horrible. She never knew she was a citizen and was not a citizen until high school. Her mother, who got citizenship, left her to her own devices. This is awful. My son's a U.S. citizen, and they have a 2-year-old. My son is a citizen, they have a 2-year-old together. Should my daughter-in-law begin the immigration journey now? Yes. Your daughter, Sandy, are you listening? I think your daughter should consult with us, and I think she should book a consultation with our firm, and we can review her case to see if there's a way to help her. That's a really awful story, and I'm sorry to hear what your daughter-in-law went through, but I think hopefully if there's any way to get her a green card, we will find this. And so I would appreciate a chance to help her. Lisa Rodriguez, please help. I have a green card. I forgot to change my address when I moved. Lisa, are you listening? Lisa Rodriguez? I'm gonna explain the answer if you're there. Lisa Rodriguez. Okay, so Lisa, do not stress because you forgot to change your address. You're required to do it, but if you forgot to do it, you're not alone. Most people forget to do it. All you have to do is Google AR11, okay? Look for AR11. That's the form that you use to change your address. You can file it online, and you can do it, and it takes about 5 minutes. So don't stress. You got this. Lisa, you got this, okay? What's your prediction on EB3 unskilled backlog? I predict that the backlog will continue to exist and will be a source of frustration. It's been 6 years, says Lisa. Don't worry, Lisa. You got this. Just change. How can we change address without AR11? You can't. AR11 is what you need to do. This is it. This is it. What can we do about a 1.5-year wait for a spousal interview in Cairo? Switch embassies and go somewhere else. Abu Dhabi. Go to a different one. Go some other consulate in the area. I can't call you on WhatsApp. Sarahi, I have 35 months right now. What do you think? Is it good to do? What kind of case do you have, Sarahi? Let me know in the comments. What's your prediction on finishing? When will your prediction on pause finish with pending green card? I'm not understanding that question. What to do if asked about parent status at airport? You gotta book a consultation with me. I don't know. That's a depends on the facts. I don't know why they would ask about that. I need more context. I need to have a meeting with you so I can review it. What kind of documents to travel to Canada? A passport, a green card. That would be helpful. Depends on your situation. Momo says people that got a DV lottery can still come to the U.S. with the citizenship and they apply with. Yeah, people who come to the U.S. on a DV lottery can get a green card, and then they can go on to become a U.S. citizen. Why not? Let's do it. Here's RMS. I got my green card through marriage with an I-601 waiver for misrepresentation approved. I was born in San Salvador, but I've been here since I was a toddler. Am I safe to apply for citizenship in July? Well, first of all, let me answer this in a few ways. First of all, in order for me to give you advice on whether you can apply for naturalization safely in July, I would really need to sit down and review all the details in your case. I'd be happy to do that. Secondly, it sounds like you are okay. And if you have a green card and you got a waiver through misrepresentation, you don't assume that you couldn't become a citizen, but it's a good thing to lawyer up. That's what I recommend. I do.